Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. Happy to have you here either way. I do a lot of nail tutorials here, mostly for stickers and press-ons. It's been a while since I filmed, but that's because this summer is just wild. It's been a while since I made a video, but that's because the spring and summer has been absolutely wild. Finished building a house, moved, and then there's so much work to do in this new house. I had a surgery. It's just been absolutely wild. So I'm really happy to be back. And it's been a long time since I tried the Dashing Diva Glaze. As always, I will show you a very detailed step-by-step tutorial. We'll talk about what I think about this. Sometimes brands will change formulas and don't necessarily announce it. So I think it's good to give even the tried and true brands a try every so often if you don't use them all the time, just to see if anything changed. And this is why I got this. I bought this with my own money. I do have an affiliate link with them. I'll put everything in the description box. As always, I appreciate when you use my links because that's what gets me some income to keep buying and trying new nails. Now, this is new since the last time I tried them, having this window with the sample nails. These 4 nails here are not what you want to put on your fingernails. These have been exposed to the light, but even though you need a lamp to finish your manicure, exposure to natural light, sunlight, etc. does ruin these. So do not use the ones in the window here. These are just to show you what the nails are going to look like as you're shopping. Here are the actual nail strips we're going to use. I love how many Dashing Diva gives you. We also get some goodies, a little instructions pamphlet, a nail file. This feels like it got a lot thinner than what they used to provide. I used to really like Dashing Diva nail files because they were some of the more sturdy ones out of all the brands. I can use my own file, but this is kind of sad to see that this is pretty flimsy now. We have the prep pads and then this orange stick. You don't have to buy a ton of extra tools to do a good manicure with stickers, but I do suggest buying a couple things that make a really big difference, and I'll show you those as the video goes on. Today's prep was a bit different because I trimmed some of the excess length off camera. It's been a very long time since I had a manicure because the one that I did before the move, hoping that it would get me through the move, did not last. It cracked. That's my most recent video that I did. It was the, gosh, I can't remember, KBeautyHobbit brand. That's it. Anyway, so those didn't last as long as I hoped they would, and then I just didn't have time to do anything, and I wanted to film whatever I did, so my nails went bare for a while and they grew way too long for comfort. I trimmed them a bit. A lot of the times I don't trim before doing a manicure. All I do is put the stickers on and then trim any excess while I'm trimming the stickers, but today was a little bit different. And I'm always using a tool similar to this. I used to have a different one, and I still have it. This one is a newer one that I got recently. These are very inexpensive, but they help to push any excess cuticle or any of these little dead skin things off the nail bed. And I recommend doing this step even if you don't think you have cuticle on your nails. Sometimes you can really see skin on the nail bed, especially if you look at kids, let's say, you can really see the visible cuticle on them. On adults, sometimes you think there's nothing, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of little chunks coming off. And if we put a sticker on there, there's a pretty good chance that it would lift. So I go through both hands and just push it down. As always, you can use cuticle removers. Sally Hansen makes one that's popular. Or if you're trained, I suppose you could do like a Russian manicure type thing where you trim off the tissue, but I don't want to do that. That's a pretty good way to introduce infection, so I just don't. If you're completely new to nail stickers, you may want to pick your sizes and sort of see what you need before you use the nail prep pad. This pad is just rubbing alcohol pretty much. Sometimes I use the provided ones if I like them. This one's not bad. Sometimes the provided ones are a little flimsy or a little dry, and in that case I use the Curad pre-saturated just rubbing alcohol wipes. Either one works, it's fine, but if you don't know your sizes, you might want to pick those out first because as you do that, you may be touching your nail bed a lot and getting different skin oils on there. And the purpose of this prep pad is to get any excess oil and also any of those little skin pieces that we just saw off of your nails. These are options for sizes. We have 2 strips with these sizes, 2 strips with this size. And I realized just now that I forgot to mention the color of this design. This is called Stone Cold. I think it was meant to be kind of like a Halloween-y thing because it went on sale. And that's when I grabbed it, but honestly it's just a sparkly green, and that doesn't necessarily say Halloween to me. Typically the more narrow side will go to your cuticle. This will depend on your nail shape. To me, it doesn't really make a huge difference. If your nail shape is wider at the cuticle, you could go ahead and put this side to the cuticle. I don't think it matters that much. It's just your personal preference and whatever fits best. The way I do it is I just gently hold it to my fingernail and see which one would fit best. Oh, in my last video, one of my videos, somebody mentioned that the thumbs are the hardest finger to do. So maybe let's do that. Let's do a thumb. Now you'll see on these bigger ones, you have a rounded off edge and a more straight edge. If you have very straight cuticles on your thumbs, which a lot of people do, you'll have a straighter line here versus a more curved line on the other fingers. You could maybe use this side. It just really depends. Or you could take, if the curve is significant or your thumb bed is very, very flat, you could take manicure scissors and just very gently cut off just the tiniest bit here to make the line straight. I usually don't have to do that. So I think this one fits best. I don't love that all of these are covered by the same clear plastic. I much prefer when they have individual little covers, because if you have extras left over, you don't necessarily want to have them completely without a cover because you can dent them. These are semi-cured, so they're still soft until you put them under a lamp. A lot of brands started doing this one flap thing, and I guess that's fine. Anyway, because somebody mentioned that thumbs are the hardest, I'll do the thumb here for the demo. But usually I do thumbs last because I use them to pick off the stickers, and I don't know, I just prefer to do them pinky to thumb. Everything is against me today. My batteries keep dying, my camera keeps going out of focus, and my knee keeps ramming into the desk because I'm using a slightly different setup in this house. Okay, so I'm going to touch this nail sticker as close to the cuticle as possible without overlapping the skin, okay? And now I'm going to let it go gently. I'm trying to make sure that it's straight. And then once it's actually straight how I want it, I'm going to push down on it first with my thumb, and then using a little rubber cuticle tool, which some brands will send you and some will not. But I bought some on Amazon, and I highly suggest you get just one. All you need is one. I have a few because Amazon has multi-packs of them for cheap. And I used to sell nails a very long time ago. And I would gift one to every new customer. So these you can stretch side to side a little bit if you want them just like a tad wider. I always suggest going either exact size if you are fortunate enough to fit a nail sticker exactly, or go like a little bit thinner. You don't want it to be wider than your natural nail because then you're going to have snagging, etc., etc. After I cure this, once it's hard, I'm going to file this end just a little bit, this edge, because here I think it's like the exact match to my fingernail, but I'm not sure. I can't see, so there might be like a 1/10 of a millimeter overlap right there. Once you push it down with this tool, we're going to snip off the excess. You can use either nail clippers if that's what you're used to, or in my case, manicure scissors. I'm just more used to those. And obviously I can't really see my nail, I'm kind of guessing, but I'm just cutting the sticker, not the nail. You see the edge is not perfect. You see like a tiny bit of the nail here, and this is just not very even, which is okay. We will fix that after curing. You can also use one of the squish lights here. This guy has UV in it, and it can start the curing process. It is not enough by itself to fully cure your nail, but it can really help with lifting at the cuticle if you struggle with that. So you just smush it down, turn it on, and then keep it on for a few seconds. There we go. Sometimes it's a little troubled. And you just do that on every nail for just a little bit. Don't put it on the nail stickers that are not on your nails because it will start curing them and they won't be usable anymore. So you do that. You are still going to need to do a full lamp after. My battery is yelling at me that it's dying. So I'm going to let the batteries charge a bit while I go ahead and finish the rest of the hand off camera, and then I will show you the next steps. Here's the after lamp and after filing look. You could stop here, and a lot of the times the directions for these nail stickers do tell you to stop here. In fact, a lot of the official tutorial videos make the whole process look like it's so quick and they just slap the stickers on haphazardly, cure them, blah, blah, blah. But I actually despise some of those videos because A, they're misleading, If you're very new to nail stickers, it's going to take you some time. It might take you more than an hour the first time. It doesn't take me that long anymore. It takes me longer when I'm filming because it's more awkward and I'm narrating everything I'm doing. But if I'm not filming, I could get done in 35 minutes or so. But I've been doing these for a very long time. Anyways, what I like to do as kind of a final step is to do a top coat. I am using this lid gloss. It's by Lid Gel's top coat. It's HEMA free. I really like lid gels. This was gifted to me, and I have done a couple sponsored things for them, but I use them in just my normal life for non-sponsored content also. It's just a very good brand, and I love their designs. Anyways, I'm going to start by capping the free edge. Now, as much as I would love to show you how to do the thumb, because apparently it's the hardest nail, which maybe for some, that I can see that. But I never ever start the top coat with a thumb because the thumb spends most of the time kind of sideways. If you start with a thumb and you don't immediately cure it, you're going to get pooling of that top coat on one side. So you're going to have a weird lump on one side of your thumb. So I like to do the thumbs last and then basically stick my hand under the light right away. There are a lot of different top coats. If you are an OG follower or if you've seen one of my older videos, which one of my original horror videos is still like the most popular one. I still get new comments on it and it's several years old. You'll know that I used to use gel that had to have a base coat first. So I would put my stickers on, do a base coat over them, then do the top coat. The newer formulas don't need that. And now a lot of brands that have stickers will also have top coats. Some of them will have special fancy ones. For example, the Dashing Diva has now a magnetic top coat, which is super cool. I have a video about that. Lid Gels has a sparkly top coat, which I used on top of the KBeautyHobbit stickers, and I like that as well. But a lot of these more modern formulas don't require any sort of second step. They also don't require you to wipe the sticky, tacky layer after curing. So I don't know what the age is of the people that watch this channel. So you could fall into the category that is used to doing the base on the top, or you could be one of the younger people that have no idea what I mean when I say you had to wipe the sticky top coat. As you can see, this step does not take very long. I've had criticism over the years of people saying, well, this is not a true review. You are doing all these extra steps. I don't know. This is a true review of how I do them. Now, if spending this extra, let's say 10 minutes, I think it doesn't take that long, but let's say 10 minutes of doing the UV squish light and the top coat, if that really bothers you, don't do that. But for me, these 10 minutes buy me a lot of days of perfect wear because I don't want to wear stickers that are peeling, that are sticking up, or that are catching hair. So to help with the peeling, that's like at the tips, the separation, that's what this capping of the free edge does. To help with the snagging at the cuticle, that's what the squish light is for. And of course, there's some brands like Hey Hey or Nail Log that never snag at the cuticle for me. So then those don't necessarily need that squish light. But that might also depend on how your nail is shaped, how curved it is, how exactly you apply it, and also what do you do with your hands? Do you use them as tools? I'm pretty hard on my nails. You may have seen I have a lot of little dents this time, horizontal dents, and that's from putting all the furniture together, and our dryer broke the week before we moved, and it's the dryer we're taking with us, so I had to replace the heating element in it myself, and it was in the beginning of a holiday weekend. So I'm definitely not like a princess when it comes to that. So now that the top coat is on, I'm going to go ahead and cure that. Here's the final look, and I am actually so happy with this. This looks in person very green. On camera it looks more blue-green, but it has the same vibe as that Color Impress, let's see, what was it? Color Effects Impress press-on nails video that I did, and I love that color. Unfortunately, those nails only lasted on me under 24 hours. They just popped all off. I don't know why. I usually don't have those kinds of issues with that brand, but anyway, this gives super similar effect. It's so pretty. It does not need any sort of glittery top coat or anything. It just needs a clear top coat because there's enough going on without a top coat. Enough glitter, enough fun. Overall, I do think these are different than what they used to be, because when I first got that very first iteration of the Dashing Diva Glaze, they felt a little thick at the cuticle line. Not horrible, like I still like them, but it was a little bit thick, and now it's not thick at all. It's great. And look at this. I'm shining off camera my cell phone light at them, and they are just gorgeous. I'm going to try and take some pictures or videos maybe in the natural light, because I just know these are going to be amazing in the sun. They did a great job hiding all the weird texture I have. Now, not perfectly. You can still see some ridges here, but honestly, my nails are super dented. Like I said, I've just been doing way too much. I've been putting together patio furniture and dressers and just, oh gosh, crazy. When you move into a new house and let's say you didn't like the options the builder had for bathroom fixtures and you decide to just take the credit and get your own, that's all fun and games, but then you have to mount your own toilet paper holders and drill drywall. And none of that individually is difficult, but when you combine it all together, plus some post-medical procedure recoveries, it's not great. So I'm very glad to finally have my nails done, because it's one of those few little things that just make me happy. I'm very pleased with these. They were easy to apply. They are thick enough to hide textures, but not so thick to look weird at the cuticle line. My only hope now is that they last well, because I don't know when I'm going to have a next opportunity to do my nails. I do have a lot of content still planned for the rest of the year. I probably have at least 6 or 7 different nail things that I wanted to film. So stay tuned, please subscribe if you haven't. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave me a comment. I try to get back to everybody. And of course, check out my other videos, because I try to give you some tips or something new or different in every video, because I just never know who watches every single one or who might just watch that single one and never come back. So every video aims to show you the full process, give you all the basics, but then also show or give or suggest something new for those long-term viewers that watch every single video of mine. Thank you so much for joining me today. Links for everything are provided in the description box. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, have a great week. Thank you so much. Bye.